This is a trail just full of garbage and now charred debris. You could see where that car was burned and then abandoned. Here we see 87, 88, and that's what we had been primarily focused on all morning. But as we walk around the porch, you can see here, that's number 90. That sign says, "Paren las detenciones," which in English means stop the detentions. Now I want you to walk with us to Beale Street so you can see just how close everything happened. There's still some crime scene tape where investigators had the crime scene van parked. That man is now sitting in a police car here at the scene. Within the last 10 minutes, we saw that man come out of this house in handcuffs. A church catches fire for a second time today while I'm live on the scene. The emergency efforts to contain the flames after I called 911. When we put this ruler in this morning, it measures about 7 inches right here on this pothole just near the intersection of Central and Highland, and you can see the damage left behind. I heard the screech, turned around, and immediately saw this, a multi-vehicle crash. It looks like 4 cars are involved. A woman on a bike was hit. She has already been taken to the hospital. There are still pieces of crime tape here at this home in Orange Mound. This is 1515 Sella. You can see that must not be occupied. Keep out building notice posted on the door. You've seen pictures of the massive fire from above, even where Shelby is standing, but now we're getting our first look at the response. So whether you're outside of the car or inside of the car, you should always check your surroundings. We have bark, we have branches covering this car right here in this Sherwood Forest yard. Carlos Zuniga Aviles gave Memphis police a fake name when arrested this week, but it didn't take long for ICE to find him once again. 5 times. That's how many times the accused killer has been deported. Memphis police say Carlos Zuniga Aviles killed a 4-month-old boy. ICE says he is undocumented and originally from Honduras. I spent hours talking to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and found out his history. ICE says Zuniga Aviles was removed from Louisiana in 2010, Texas in 2011, and again in 2012. Then ICE says he was deported in 2015 and 2016 after encounters in Utah. ICE says they will look to take the 33-year-old into custody to reinstate his removal order. They can only do that after his first-degree murder case in Shelby County wraps up.
This situation, of course, is tragic and frankly very heartbreaking. But as of right now, he is presumed innocent.
Zuniga Aviles is being held without bond after police say he beat a baby to death after he found out he wasn't the child's father. He faced a judge Thursday under his alias, Jose Avila Agurcia. This is a list of all the fake names he's used according to federal documents. I uncovered them all. ICE was able to determine the accused killer's real identity because of his several run-ins with agents.
When people hear about immigration status, that they like to go ahead and use that as a reason to go ahead and vilify the person. And we shouldn't do that.
ICE tracked him down in 2016 after an arrest in Salt Lake County, Utah. I got my hands on those documents that say he was arrested for possession of heroin and cocaine in August of 2016. He was deported in December of that same year, but he somehow made his way back into the United States, ended up in Memphis, and according to police, killed a baby. I told Zuniga Aviles' lawyer about his client's criminal past in Utah.
I don't know anything about the Salt Lake City, Utah situation, and frankly, I don't know about the immigration except for what you guys have already reported.
The accused murderer is expected back in court on May 1st.
Te sientes impotente de que no te puedes comunicar.
Powerless. That's how this victim of domestic violence told me she felt while trying to file for an order of protection.
Es mi culpa, yo no sé inglés.
It was a struggle she says she started blaming herself for because she only speaks Spanish.
2 días llevo ahí llenando papeleos.
She says she spent 2 days trying to fill out paperwork at the Family Safety Center.
Y con el celular.
Spending every minute on her phone using a translating site.
Estuve como 2 horas.
And after about 2 hours, an employee who spoke Spanish finally helped her. She gave her the documents to fill out, but told her she needed to file a police report for a domestic violence situation. The woman says the assault happened in November 2018. She told me she didn't file a police report then because she was scared of the man she says hurt her and embarrassed because she couldn't speak English to the officers who would have responded.
Me dijo que viniera yo aquí.
So that employee told her to go to the records division at Memphis Police Headquarters to file the report. There was another language barrier, but she was able to find out after nearly an hour they don't do that there. Then she ran into me, asked if I spoke Spanish, and started explaining her situation. I immediately started making phone calls. Not one precinct had a Spanish-speaking officer in-house, so the non-emergency dispatch sent 2 officers to us in downtown. Even after I asked for a Spanish-speaking officer to meet us, MPD sent 2 who only spoke English.
Debo de saber el inglés.
The woman says she knows she should speak English and she's working on it, but finds it frustrating that it took so long to get to this point. A Spanish-speaking female officer came and helped the woman file the report. She says this experience makes it obvious that Shelby County government and city employees need to hire more Spanish-speaking employees. I reached out to the Memphis Police Department regarding the shortage of Spanish-speaking officers and have not heard back. In Memphis, Alexa Lorenzo, Fox 13 News.
She hit you in your face. She raised her hand.
5-year-old Haley Turner reported a major infraction against her Cummings Elementary kindergarten teacher, Tiara Lewis. The teacher was back in the classroom less than 2 weeks later.
No one should be able to hit my daughter in her eye without, receiving any consequences or me not knowing the actual story of what happened.
Fox 13 got the family the answers they've been wanting. They say the Cummings Elementary principal refused to meet with them.
Furious. I was upset, angry.
I received the documents the Shelby County School District filed in the case. The report details a, quote, allegation of overly aggressive use of force with a student. It goes on to say an adult heard the pop sound of Lewis hitting the student, something Haley has been saying all along. But Lewis denies it all.
She called her and was saying that it was a rash and her eczema was messing up.
Lewis admitted to applying ointment on Haley's eye that she didn't have permission to use. When asked what the ointment is for, Lewis replied, quote, I'm not sure what it's used for, healing or whatever. Haley's family says this is not eczema.
I actually cried because, she had a big bruise around her eye.
The labor relations advisor wrote to Lewis, quote, I do not find that you were being honest. Lewis, who had been removed from the classroom for 6 days, was then suspended without pay for 2 days. Now she's back in class.
Picked Haley up from school, and Haley said, Miss Lewis back, and they removed me from my class.
Haley's family then decided to remove Haley from Cummings Elementary for good.